Hi, I'm George. Welcome to MadEV. Today we are going to talk about Huawei. How much destruction did the US sanctions cost to Huawei? In honest, it was huge. The consumer business had just become its #1 business in 2018, but from May 2019, the growth was halted immediately by the sanctions. In 2021, its smartphone business falls out of the ranks and the consumer business revenue was even cut in half. Meanwhile, Huawei's overseas business has also suffered heavy losses. The proportion reached 48% in 2018, but only 35% in 2021. At this point, the most pressing issue for Huawei is to get its consumer business back as soon as possible. For an unlisted company, this is a matter of life and death. So in 2021, Huawei started selling cars in its own stores. At first, Huawei was just helping others sell their cars, but as things progressed, Huawei became more involved. From creating new brands with car companies, control the product definition, core component supply, sales channel and marketing, to replicating this model with more car companies and forming an alliance. In the auto industry in China, Huawei has gradually changed from an outsider to a force to be reckoned with. So just what role is Huawei playing? Why does this company dare to venture into a new era with no precedent to follow? Even though this situation is extremely bad, in this video, I will show you how and why Huawei is getting into automotive industry from 3 aspects. Let's be clear, many years ago, Ren Zhengfei, founder of Huawei, has already said that Huawei will not build cars. Because first, the company will not invest in building factories, nor will it buy production lines to build Huawei-branded cars. Second, it will not invest in car companies or become a shareholder. Third, selling cars is mainly to solve its survival problem of its stores and fill the revenue gap after the sharp decline in smartphone sales. Thus, Huawei and the Chinese car company Seres created a new brand Aito, but we prefer to call it Wenjie in China. The difference is that Aito is a car's brand and Huawei Wenjie is now the official name for this Huawei ecosystem automobile alliance. In fact, any car companies that want to participate in this cooperation will become a member of Huawei Wenjie. For many car makers that want to ride the trend of the current automotive evolution to increase its value, Huawei's ability and influence are very helpful, but it means that they need to give up some control over product development and marketing. This is what we call Huawei's Smart Slection model. Currently, Seres is the first car company to get involved. The cooperation has been going on for more than a year, launching 3 electric cars, one after another, and in 2022, there were already more than 70,000 cars sold. Following Seres, there's information on GAC Group and the BAIC Group joining the cooperation later on. But why haven't we seen any traditional auto giants or the new forces partnering with Huawei? The companies on board are only ones with insufficient ability on intelligence and marketing. This is the next thing we will be talking about. Huawei is now playing a new role in the automotive industry that has never been seen before. If I were to define Huawei's role, I would describe it as a combination of super supplier and super dealer. As super supplier, Huawei has ADS, VOS, and HOS. These systems can cover most necessary parts for building smart EVs, such as components and solutions of ICT, digital service system, customer familiarity, product definition capability, and industrial design capabilities, which are generally lacking in the auto industry but very important. Although this should be from suppliers when it comes to intelligent EV, these are more crucial than machinery. As super dealer, Huawei has opened more than 1,000 stores in China within a year, catching on Toyota and Honda, giving that companies like Huawei has fought its way out of thousands of electronic companies They have a fast, efficient, and determined execution. Its store has very strong sales capabilities. Plus, Huawei's consumer department is doing marketing itself. Recently, you can see the Huawei Wenjie's logo was already on the iTo's promotional stuff. And you can hear salesmen say that they are selling Huawei cars, which shows that it has started using its own brand popularity and loyalty to sell cars. Therefore, Huawei has created an unprecedented business model in the auto industry. Under this model, car companies like Series need to keep an open mind and let go some of the duties and profits that once belonged to them. Whether it's Volkswagen, Toyota, Mercedes-Benz, or BMW, this compromise is obviously not acceptable. But for those who are in a dire need for engineering and manufacturing evolution, Huawei is their best and only choice for now. For those of you familiar with our show, you probably remember the Xbox Alpha S and Avata 11. Both of them are backed by Huawei, but only the intelligence part. It is not responsible for selling them. This mode is called HI, Huawei Inside. There are currently 3 partners of the HI model: BAIC, whose Xbox is basically not selling; JAC Group, whose cooperation is still pending; and Chang'an, whose avatar is now everyone's hope. In the past, Wang Jun, the former CEO of Intelligent Vehicle Solution BU, referred to as the Car BU, was in charge of the high model. But the huge investment did not brought back the expected revenue. Therefore, Huawei realized that if it only provides intelligent solutions but without a closed loop at product definition, sales channel, and influence levels, the bottomless investment will not be sustainable. Maybe the fact that Wang Jun was recently suspended has something to do with it. And Yu Chengdong, Executive Director of Huawei, CEO of the Consumer BG and Car BU, has took charge of the entire car department of Huawei. This put out a clear signal. Huawei's Car BU is started to have specific profit targets. Yu Chengdong has set a mandatory goal to make Huawei's Car BU profitable in 2025 and help car companies sell 1 million cars. Consequently, we will say that Huawei will push hard for the Smart Selection model, putting the Huawei Wenjie brand on more cars. As for the HI mode, will probably become a cooperation option within the Smart Selection model. Now let's look back at what Ren Zhengfei has said. He literally meant won't build, because Huawei has heavily involved in the car-making process except the actual manufacturing. The serious sanctions from the United States have really put Huawei's business in a hardware chokehold. It is difficult for it to make a breakthrough in a short time, but its software can break through the restrictions and become independent. Software ability is precisely what auto industry needs during this changing time. Perhaps selling cars was just Huawei's plan for the survival at the beginning, but we came to realize that it has once again shown its typical aggressiveness, which is, once they make up their mind about something, they will conquer any obstacle they encounter. What do you think about it? Do you think Huawei can survive using this business model under all sanctions? Let me know in the comments. See you next time.